Welcome everyone to It's Vinylly Mine. So glad you could join us today as we continue our salute to the Weird One. Weird Al Yankovic, probably my favorite musician, the king of parody to this day. And we're looking at the very few final of his that I have in my collection. We're working on getting more, but that's a bit of a challenge as I've mentioned before. So today we are looking at his fourth studio album called Polka Party. Yes, it speaks to the Polish person in me for sure. And yes, Polka Party from Weird Al Yankovic was put out by Rock and Roll Records, FZ40520 for those who are interested, and put out October 21st, 1986. Yes, I remember when this album came out, I had the cassette and I listened to it quite a bit, though this is probably not as popular as many of his other albums. It was, though, produced by the former McCoy's guitarist Rick Derringer, who had produced a lot of Al's albums. And I remember listening to this. This one's still fun. It's got some very fun songs on it, including one that I play every Christmas, and you'll find out why in a little bit. But enough of me babbling. Let's get just up close and personal with this release of Weird Al Yankovic, Polka Party. So yeah, here we are. We've got the Weird One in some wonderful traditional garb here in a punk rock scene. I love this cover. There is so much going on with this cover. Of course, his big name in big letters on top, Polka Party, done in kind of an anarchist type font. And yeah, if you grew up in the 80s, especially mid 80s, I don't think I've seen quite as many spiked mohawks in one picture before, but I didn't go to a lot of punk scenes, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, I just love this, how everybody's rocking out to a guy playing an accordion, because that's me. I rock out to a guy playing an accordion, especially him. So yeah, I love the cover on this. So much going on, and then the spine stands out. You can tell at least read what's going on there. Yeah, and on the back, here we got Weird Al in that wonderful shirt. I love his shirts, as you can tell. I love Hawaiian shirts. He speaks to my Hawaiian shirt love. Rock and Roll Records logo on the lower left. Very familiar with that when I was a kid, and love that he's reading Polka World as well. Yeah, I love that it's these people here are just kind of hanging in the background reading some Polka World. Here we have the track listings here, Living with a Hernia and all of that on side one, and then side two as well with that wonderful Christmas song, which I'll get to in just a little bit. But as far as the vinyl goes, what do we got in here? Look at this. Hell yeah. That traditional, hey, here's the sleeve with all the lyrics on it, though I do know the lyrics to still pretty much all of the songs on here. I could almost recite each song word for word. There's a lot of songs in my head. And then on the other side, yeah, check this out. The band members having fun with their stills as if their faces are being Xeroxed, because in the 80s, that was the big thing. You know, you take it for granted now, but copiers back in the day, they were kind of a new thing, and they were everywhere, because before that, you just had, anyway, I'm old. What can I say? And here you have, of course, the credits in here, which, if you read that, definitely brings some nostalgia looks in back, including, special thanks in here as well. And I love the sleeve quite a bit. And the yellow really pops. As far as the label, well, if you're familiar with Rock and Roll Records at all, you're familiar with that label, that wonderful brick style with the font on it, with the track listing. I always enjoyed that label as well. So there you have it, folks. Now we're going to take a short break. When I come back, I'll tell you my favorite track or tracks off of this album. And something a little interesting about this one when it comes to Weird Al's library. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, looking for even more content? Then why not head on over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/specialmarkproductions, where we have 3 affordable tiers that will get you access to the conversation before the conversation of the spoiler room, get an exclusive VIP episode each month that you vote for the spoiler room, and you can also get early access to our videos and so much more. So head on over there, because the more we can do there, the more we can do here. And we are back, everyone, and yeah, this album, it still sounds great. I love this pressing. The vinyl's in decent condition, and it's still a lot of fun to listen to. Living with a Hernia, the parody of Living in America, right? Living with a Hernia. I dug that, the way that album opens. One of those days, we've all had one of those days. Of course, Addicted to Spuds. I really loved Addicted to Love, so might as well face it, you're addicted to spuds, your greasy hands, your salty lips. Sorry. Every one of these titles sparks the song in my head. Polka Party. Weird Al, famous for his polkas. There have been a couple albums where he didn't have them and he heard about it. So he definitely has made sure since that he's had a lot of polkas. But here, of course, if you have the album Polka Party, you need a polka on here. Here's Johnny. Only those of us who are getting AARP notices in the mail, even though we're not quite 50 yet, will probably get that one. Toothless People, play off of Ruthless People song, which was the theme song for this movie Ruthless People, which was an interesting movie for sure. And of course, Christmas at Ground Zero. I sing it and play it every Christmas. So not Christmas song. But definitely being a child of the 80s, I so appreciate it and really dug that quite a bit. So I still dig this album. And then where it's interesting is, I believe this is one of Yankovic's few studio albums that is not to be certified either gold or platinum by the RIAA. So yeah, I mean, it's his fourth album, but didn't quite take off like the first three that he hit out of the gate. And speaking of those, we're going to be looking at at least his second and third albums coming up on our salute yet. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me, what's your favorite track off of Polka Party? I would love to hear what you think of this album. And please subscribe and all that here. Help us get over 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year. I thank you for your support. And until next time, since it's not yours, it's finally mine. And I'll catch you on the flip side.